How you doing, folks? Papa Joe here. Oh, what a day. I am sitting in Lufkin, Texas. I didn't make my delivery this morning. Well, not the one in Tulsa. I got a late afternoon call from the general manager. Evidently my dispatcher's boy had an emergency, medical emergency, so he had to take care of that boy. Which I won't raise no fuss about that at all. Family first. Despite what some of these companies think. She was inquiring if I would make it to the yard last night. I told her no. I said I can't deliver until 8 o'clock in the morning at the earliest. Oh, okay, I guess Ronnie didn't tell you bring that to the yard. Bring that to the yard. I'll have a shuttle driver deliver it. Okay. And that's when she told me that about Ronnie. But she said I'll send you the information on your next one. Which she was a little bit shy on the information part. She told me Fort Smith, Arkansas, and Houston. Well, she forgot about 4 more in the middle of that. Turned out it's a 6-dropper. So, I did make it into the yard last night. Spent the night at the yard. And punched in all my information. I got the first 3 off today. So I did 500 miles and got 3 kicks off. And some of that was not the best of roads to be driving on, so I ain't gonna complain at all. And now I'm sitting at number 4. So when they get here, now I could have stopped down the road. You know, several places I could have stopped. Why? You know, I got all my victuals in here. I got my sodas, my cigarettes. You know, I'm set up. Ain't no big deal. So, there's the Loves, 2.3 miles that way. And I decided I would see if they had any parking, which they ain't got but maybe a dozen spots. I said, well, if they have parking, I'll park there. If they don't have parking, I'll make sure I got everything I need, and I'll come back over here to my receiver. So they didn't have parking. Went in, got me a couple packs of cigarettes, a couple of Mountain Dews, energy drink, coffee in the can. Got a thing of milk. I'm good. I just now microwaved some of that chicken and yellow rice Mama made. That was my dinner. Dinner last night at the yard. That buddy of mine that I got on over here, he's a Swift driver. He was a Swift driver. I don't let him live it down. He happened to be at the yard. He had some work done on his truck yesterday. And me and him hooked up. And man, the weather got nasty last night in Oklahoma. Oh boy. Last 5 miles before I got to the yard, there was hail coming down. I was listening for the train. Then even after we went to bed, I was talking to him this morning. Middle of the night, boy, that wind got to blowing. I'm hooked to a trailer that's got 44,000 pounds on it, and it's still rolling me. And he said the same thing. But I got there, it was getting kind of late, and there's a casino beside us that's got pretty good food, and we talked about it on the phone before I got there, and I told him, I really ain't worried about going to that casino to eat. He said, well, I got this, that, and the other. And I said, dude, I got you covered. I got chicken fajitas cooked at the house. So I grabbed out 2 dishes of the chicken fajita with refried beans and Spanish rice. We microwaved them, warmed them up in the microwave. He has a microwave as well. We have a little awning area for a smoking area outside the shop with a picnic table. We just sat up underneath there and ate our dinner, tortillas, and had a decent visit. So we weren't wanting for nothing. I didn't give him none of my cake though. Only brought out 3 pieces. One's gone, that leaves 2. He didn't get none of my cake. I like him, but not that damn one. Do you think I got to be this damn big by giving away all my good stuff? It wasn't happening. He's on his way out northwest. And he was a Swift driver. Way him and I hooked up, which I mentioned in other videos, he had posted a question on a trucker group in Facebook, and he couldn't get no straight answers. So I sent him a message and gave him a straight answer. And we began talking, and then we became friends on Facebook, and we make phone calls. Now we talk several times a day. He had a year with Swift at that time, and I told him, I said, you need to stay with him another year. And he ain't no kid. He's older than me. This is his 2nd or 3rd career. He's done retired from 1 or 2. So he's a double or triple dipper. But I told him, you need to stay with him another year. Get 2 years under your belt. And that last year was pretty hard on him. He wasn't liking it real well. He liked what he was doing with them. He was on tours. And at the very end there, he was on the Monster Jam tour. And for whatever reason, they was going to pull him off of it. And he was making some damn good money, too. He was knocking down some serious money. That surprised me. And they wanted to put him back on, and he was in a specialty truck. It wasn't a typical Swift truck because they're trying to show off. So they was going to put him back in a regular Swift truck and on regular Swift dispatch boards. And he got calling me, and he's like, I can't do this. So, which, like I said, we was talking a lot, several times a day. If not every day, every other day type deal. We talk a lot. And that's when I asked him, I said, well, how long have you got now? And he just had hit his 2-year mark with Swift. And I said, well, you want me to find out if they'll take you over here? Because I wasn't sure if this was 2 or 3 years over here. And he asked me, yeah, so I shot a message to the company owner. And me and him talked about it for a minute. And he said, tell him come on. If he's got a good record, tell him come on. So he's over here. He's been here a month. He loves it. We don't have the fastest trucks out here. He's got a 70-mile-an-hour truck. Mine's 72. We don't have too many of these 72-mile-an-hour trucks. They're all getting cut back to 70. Insurance BS. from 62 to 70, he is a kid in a candy store. Now he's got all them bells and whistles and farts and burps that I was complaining about. His truck has that stuff. His Swift truck had a camera up there. He hated that camera. Because you never knew when it was going to go off. You know, you hit your brakes or whatever and it would go off. And that just irritated him to all get out, and I don't blame him. And ours don't have that camera, at least not yet. So he just got back yesterday from a West Coast run, and we did the math. He got in 10 days, he got in 2 34-hour restarts, and he got in damn near 3,900 miles. So I've been teasing him. Well, 10 days, you didn't even do 400 miles a day, sissy. But he's like, dude, there is that. He said, that's 2 or 3 weeks mileage for Swift. You know, he's tickled to death. So, and I'm glad. That's a good deal. And I enjoyed visiting with him last night. He's a pretty good old boy overall. Now, if you're watching this, Michael, you suck. You damn Swift driver. So, you can't let him get too big a head. If you do, it won't fit in the truck. So, you know, I got to keep him cut down a little bit. But, he's probably in Colorado now. He's had a couple speed bumps over here. That happens wherever you're at. And, you know, he's in probably a 2015 Peterbilt. About like mine. Y'all have seen mine. Well, the one I gave you the tour of, that last one, he's in truck identical to it. And only a year older. He's had computer issues, you know, with logging stuff and little Mickey Mouse nonsense like that. That's going to happen. I don't care where you're at. It's machines and computers. It's going to throw a stick in the works. But he's worked through it all. He's had to run paper log twice now, which that first time that he had to run it, we was on the phone a lot. This time when he ran it, he didn't even have to ask me nothing. He already had it down from that first turnaround, which is a good thing. He was not a typical Swift driver because he has common sense, and he will listen, and he will think. So the age that he has and some of his past work experience, which I ain't going into it, he's had to think on his feet. So, you know, he's not used to someone else thinking for him. Over here, they give you a load, go that way. You're lucky if they even tell you go that way. You know, they just tell you go. You're expected to, if you need to call receivers and stuff, you're expected to call them. You know, receivers, shippers, whatever. And that's something else that blew him away. He's like, with Swift, they would not give you the phone numbers. They wanted to do the calling. He says, night and day difference. So, he's tickled to death, and I'm glad. So, I'm glad he likes it over here. This ain't the world's best trucking job, but it ain't the worst either. It's a pretty decent, okay job. They don't harass you. They don't mess with you. They don't micromanage you. Oh, another thing he keeps tripping on, which happened again yesterday. When we pull into our yard, we have certain places to put trailers. If you bring in an empty trailer, you put it on this line. If you bring in a loaded trailer, you put it on this line. You know, and then you pull up to the shop. which there's not normally a line. If there is, it's minute. You pull up there, and I read them my mileage. If you don't, they'll get up and read your mileage. And they got their tracking system, so they know when it needs what. And they pop your hood, they check all your fluids for you, top everything off, check all your tires and their pressure, their tread. They look everything over. They ask you if you've got anything to contribute, and top it off with DEF. You're out of there, usually in 20 minutes, 30 minutes top. And that time you're doing your paperwork, you're going into the office, you're seeing the people in there doing what's got to be done. Yesterday he was in the office. They got done with all the stuff on his truck. The JT, he jumped up in it and he pulled it over there to the wash bay and he started washing it. You know, and Michael, he's like, that just blows me away. That is so awesome. You know, he says, night and day difference. So, for any Swift drivers that's watching this, get in your 2 years, then find a little mom and pop's outfit and go on over with them. You won't believe the difference. What you're doing is not trucking. So, but yeah, that's a cool deal. I'm glad he likes it. I'm glad I could help him out. So, and I didn't even know if there was a referral bonus. He had to tell me after he got up there and went through orientation, which is just a matter of they go over a little bit of stuff for a few minutes. Go take your P-test. You know, take the road test. You know, they're calling and checking out your work history and all that. It ain't like they're in there some 3 or 4 or 5 day orientation. Really? What's that all about? So, they expect you to be a truck driver and they expect you to be able to do your job. They didn't hire you on to bring you over here and teach you anything. Only thing they want to teach you is this is how we want our trip pack. This is what we want you to do for our paperwork. The rest of it you're supposed to already know. So, it is what it is. I'm like 55 miles from the house. It's south of here. So here I sit, this close to the house. So, it's an hour, you know. Halfway between here and Houston. And I'm like, damn, Mama, you want to do a road trip? And she said no. Well, I sat here by myself tonight. I'm kind of used to it, believe it or not. So, I ain't talked to the radio guy. I'm thinking about giving him a call here in a few minutes. I need to find out what kind of hours he runs. So, I need to take care of that. I'm watching this thing over here. I gotta learn about this memory card the boy put in that tablet. See if I can clean it, clear it, or if it'll record over itself. That's the world according to Papa Joe. Not getting a lot of comments on my videos. That's okay. It is what it is. Slowly getting a few more new subscribers. Thank y'all. It's up to 725 now. The views have dropped off a little bit. That's okay. I ain't been putting up the videos like I normally do. So, just debating on, it don't matter. Anyhow, folks, remember, God loves you. So do I. Y'all have a blessed evening now. Good night.